Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be bantering female friends into bed. I don't know what it is, but it seems like lately, at least for the past week, I've been getting a ton of emails from guys who are trying to hook up with women that they're friends with or women that they're acquaintances with. And same thing, it's like these guys do the same thing I used to. They get hung up on girls that they become friends first, and then, it was like one particular guy, I think he's for 3 years he's been friends with this one particular woman. And the thing to understand about how you should go convert your friend into your girlfriend is that you should treat all women the same way. And that's 90% of the time you're going to be the charming James Bond who, think about it, if you're on a date and you're on a date with a girl you really like, you're fascinated by her. You're going to want to know everything about her. And so you're going to spend most of the evening asking her questions. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? What do you like to do? What's the craziest thing you ever did on a date? Where's the most risque place you ever had sex before? Whatever you happen to say. Keep in mind, this is a woman you're fascinated by, and so you're going to want to know everything about her. And so you're going to be doing most of the question asking and making sure she's doing 70 to 80% of the talking by being the one asking the questions when you're on a date with her. And the key is that 90% of the time you're charming James Bond, and 10% of the time you're the kid that flushed the M80 down the toilet and made a big mess. And so what you do is from time to time you say things that are a little outrageous. Maybe you use sexual innuendo. It's all about being playful and bantering and teasing, and 10% of the time you treat her like your bratty little sister. And these are things to, especially like when you use sexual innuendo, because if you're in a situation where you're already friends with a girl, she already knows you and you've got a friendship, and you don't want to ruin the friendship, but 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this and you want to convert a friend into a girlfriend, at least I know from my own personal experience, I can tell from the guys that write in, most of the time they do the same thing I used to, which is they become friends with these girls in hopes that they can make them into their girlfriend. And, even though they may think that friendship is important, if they realize that nothing romantic is going to happen between her and him, 9 times out of 10, the friendship doesn't usually last that much longer. It's not in all cases, but especially true in cases where guys became friends in hopes that later they could get in the girl's pants. So I want to go through these 2 emails here and point out some good things you can say, just to give you an idea of the types of shit that you want to say, and you say it with a straight face. You don't have to always say it and smile after you say it like you're waiting for a response. So the first one, he says, "There's a very beautiful girl I like, and I can comfortably say that my interest level in her is more than 51%. Well, if you're talking to me about her, then I know you're interested in her. I've been feeling this way for about 3 years now." Can you imagine 3 years now this dude's been hung up on this girl? I used to do shit like this all the time. I can't, I did the same thing. So, however, I cannot tell if her interest level in me, what it is, and maybe you can tell by reading this. Firstly, at times she tells me I am a man she wouldn't hesitate to be with. The idea is like when she says something like that, it's kind of a serious statement, and the idea is love is playful and fun. It's not serious. And so she says I'm the type of man, or you're the type of man that I wouldn't hesitate to be with. When she says something like that on the phone, you say, "Great. What time are you coming over to get naked in the bed?" She's saying, "I wouldn't hesitate to be with you." It's like, "Hey, when are you coming over to get naked in my bed? This is awesome. This is great. This is great news." It's just like that. You say something like that, of course she's going to laugh, and he's like, what? And then you just say, "Why don't you grab a bottle of wine, come on over." Just like that. And she'll like, "Okay, sure." And then she'll either come over or she'll have excuses, and you can play with it and see where you can go with it. At some point she had to write to me, "I feel so good when I am with you. I feel so free at your house as if I'm at my own parents' residence." And you could say something like, "Let's be naughty then. We'll have sex right now, and then we won't tell your parents about it." You say it like that, and it'll bring back memories of like when she was a little teenager and running around doing things with her boyfriend behind her parents' back. And it's a little dangerous. It's a little naughty. That's the kind of thing that the kid that flushed the M80 down the toilet would say. And see what she does with that. And then invite her over. That's all you got to do. However, she also tells me she feels uncomfortable to hug me for so long because she feels like she's cheating on her man. Then you just say, well, that's okay, baby. He can keep you busy when you're not with me. I don't mind sharing. Just like that. I mean, simple things. Secondly, she does my shopping almost every month. She told me never to do any shopping because she will be there to do it. Unfortunately for you, she does your shopping, but you don't get a happy ending. Thirdly, she says unusual stuff. I miss your house so much. Then you say, well, come on over. We can chase each other naked around the house all day. And play Naked Twister or Indoor Olympics. You know, maybe you can grab a bottle of wine or maybe some whipped cream or some chocolate, or bring over some other fun things. Maybe even some strawberries if you're feeling a little dangerous. I wanted to ask you, and there's another thing she says, I wanted to ask you to tell your houseboy that I would be there to relax watching TV. And you just say, I don't mind the naughty things that you do to your body while you're on my couch while I'm away. The only thing I care about is when I come home at the end of a long, hard day, is that you're naked and you jump my bones as soon as I walk in the door. I don't have any problems with that. You can hang out at the house all day long if you want. Just shit like that. Outrageous, off-the-cuff things. And he says, let's see here. She never says that she misses me unless I say I miss her first. Now, the thing you got to stop doing here is I can tell you're chasing this girl. I mean, she's got a boyfriend and you're carrying a torch around for her. And obviously she has strong feelings for you. And more than likely, if she wasn't with the boyfriend, you'd probably have a shot. But what you should do is stop calling, stop texting, stop pursuing her, stop telling her that you miss her and all this crap. Because at the end of the day, she's got a boyfriend and she's not available. And so by not pursuing, not calling, not texting, and you're gonna create. Here's one more thing that's important here that she says. She says she's seeing a university finalist who's 2 years her junior, and she says it will take him 4 or 5 years to settle down because he's only 21. I want to settle down in 2 years' time. So basically, what she's doing is she's telling you an honest statement of where her interest level is at. I'd say it's probably 70-80% in him. So it's not low enough to where she would leave him, and it's also not high enough to where she'd fall in love. She's just kind of hanging out. And the best thing you can do is start focusing on yourself and applying the stuff that I teach in my book on other women so you can start succeeding with other women and getting laid, because this will give you swagger. And then plus it'll put you in a state where you're not chasing after this girl, because if she really cares about you and has any kind of romantic interest, then when you stop moving forward completely and you're only responding to her texts and her phone calls, she's going to be able to sense it. She's going to feel that you're being focused on other things. And if that bothers her, she's going to bring it up and she's going to want to spend more time with you. And then you can just tease her, be playful, use the playful banter, the sexual innuendo. At the end of the day, she's calling you. She's chasing you. Invite her over to come over and hang out and use a sexual innuendo. Maybe one thing leads to another and then it ends up in the bedroom. That's the way you should approach it with her. But being all hung up on her, you're making a mistake there. And he also says that he loves this girl. I mean, a woman has to earn your love, and she hasn't earned it yet. And so I got another quick email here from another guy who's in college. And he's got a gal that he hangs out with all the time, and so he says he's got this gal that he knows. He says, I realize that she feels comfortable being with me because when we talk, she looks me directly in the eyes, and sometimes she takes my arm. And when she does something like that, you can say something simple like, you say, why don't you stop torturing yourself and kiss me if she grabs your hand? Just like, stop torturing yourself and go ahead and kiss me. Simple thing like that. And if you're unsure, a good way to tell is that when you're saying that, you can look at her lips, and then into her eyes, and then down at her lips, and then back into her eyes again, just like I did it there. And if she is ready to be kissed and she's thinking about kissing you, she'll look at your eyes, just like that, or she'll look at your lips, and then back up into your eyes. If she does that, then just go for the kiss and make out. But if she doesn't look at your lips, then that tells you that she's not ready to be kissed. And he says, she gave me little gifts such as candy, stuff like that. These are nice things, but I don't see anything here that communicates that she has any kind of romantic interest in you. And so you say, when she gives you gifts, you say, well, my favorite kind of gifts are sweet kisses. You got any of those for me? Just like that. And if she likes you, she'll say, sure. She'll kiss you. And then she kisses you on the cheek. She says, not on the cheek. Right here. Right on my lips. And I want you to kiss me passionately. Because if you kiss me and you're really a lousy kisser, I might not want to make out with you anymore after this. You just say it just like that. It's like you're being playful. So as you're hanging out with her, you can just say a few little things like that. And if she's even remotely receptive or open to it, she's going to banter back. She'll tease you. She'll kiss you. One way or another, you're going to know. And that's the best thing that you can do. And I would suggest also that you need to read my book. And as far as it mentions here, Valentine's Day is near, and should I buy her a gift? It's like, what for, dude? You're not her boyfriend. You're not even dating her. Absolutely not. I wouldn't buy her any kind of gifts. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link on here to another article that I wrote about gifts and how to appropriately handle those. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibbia toolbar if you're watching this video on my website and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share the page with all of your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of your screen. And if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic that you'd like me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and just send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation, and give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response, because I get a lot of email and I got to take care of my paying phone coaching customers first. And if you'd like to become a paying phone coaching customer so I can help you specifically with a challenge or a situation you have, click the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions for booking a paid phone coaching session with yours truly. I will talk to you soon.